There's a reason most people never reach their dreams, and it's not because they're lazy. It's because they wait for the right mood to begin. They wait for that perfect burst of motivation, the one that almost never lasts. In a quiet American town, there lived a young man named Alex. He had big dreams, to do something great, to make his parents proud, to build a life that mattered. Every day he told himself, tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow I'll start. Alex loved watching motivational videos. He followed all the big speakers online. Their words filled him with fire. He'd take notes, set goals, and say, from tomorrow, I'll study 6 hours a day. I'll change my life completely. And for 2 or 3 days, he did. He'd wake up early, full of energy. But slowly, that fire began to fade. One late night, sitting on his bed surrounded by books and empty coffee cups, Alex felt frustrated. Why can't I stay consistent? Why do I always quit halfway? He muttered to himself. The next morning, while walking to the park, he met his old school friend Daniel. Daniel looked completely different, confident, calm, and focused. Alex couldn't help but notice how disciplined he seemed. They sat on a bench, and Alex asked, Man, how do you do it? You always seem motivated. I can't even keep my schedule for a week. Daniel smiled. That's the thing, Alex. I'm not always motivated. Alex frowned. Then how do you keep going every single day? Daniel looked at the sunrise and said, I stopped depending on motivation a long time ago. Motivation is like a spark. It lights up fast, but it burns out even faster. Discipline, though, is like a slow fire. It burns quietly, but it never fades. Alex didn't fully understand. Okay, but how do you build discipline when you just don't feel like doing anything? Daniel smiled again. Meet me at the lake tomorrow at 6 a.m. I'll show you. The next morning, Alex's alarm went off at 5:30. For a moment, he thought of staying in bed. The weather was cold, and his body begged for more sleep. But something inside him whispered, Don't quit this time. He got up, dressed, and drove to the lake. When he arrived, Daniel was already there, sitting beside an old fisherman. The man's face was lined with age, but his eyes were alive with wisdom. Daniel greeted him, then said, Alex, this is Mr. Harris. He's been fishing here every morning for over 40 years. Alex looked surprised. Every morning? The old man smiled. Yes, son. Every single morning, rain, snow, or shine. Alex asked, Don't you ever get tired? Mr. Harris chuckled softly. Of course I do, but I don't come here because I feel like it. I come because it's my duty. If I only showed up on days when I felt motivated, I wouldn't have caught a single fish, and my family would have gone hungry. Alex listened carefully as the old man continued. Motivation is like the weather. It changes every day. Discipline is the boat that stays steady no matter how rough the water gets. Then he pointed to a tree nearby and said, Do you see that tall oak over there? It didn't grow overnight. For years, its roots spread deep underground where no one could see them. People thought it wasn't growing at all, but it was preparing its foundation. That's what discipline does. You might not see results today, but one day, your growth will surprise everyone. Alex stood silently, watching the calm water reflect the sunrise. Something inside him shifted. He finally understood. He'd been chasing motivation when what he really needed was consistency. From that day onward, Alex made a decision. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more depending on temporary inspiration. He built a simple routine. Wake up early, study for an hour, work out, and stay off distractions. Some days were easy, most were hard. But he didn't let that stop him anymore. Weeks turned into months. The results came slowly. A little more focus, a little more strength, a little more peace. And then one day, people started to notice. A neighbor said, Alex, you've changed. What's your secret? Alex smiled and replied, It's simple. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. If you can do the small things every day, again and again, the big results will come by themselves. He paused for a moment, then said, Success isn't about doing something huge once. It's about doing the right thing repeatedly, even when you don't feel like it. So, If you're watching this and waiting to feel ready, remember, success doesn't come from feeling inspired. It comes from showing up. You don't need motivation to start. You need to start to build discipline. Because motivation is a moment, but discipline, that's a lifetime. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Who knows? Maybe your story will inspire someone else to begin today.